Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Brianna Mosher with the Flint Genesee Group, and this is the third installment of our Talent Matters webinar series, where we are here to discuss pressing talent issues with some of our industry experts. So today we are going to be focusing on apprenticeships and internships. And with me, I have a few guests. So why don't we just go around the room virtually real quick and do some introductions. Wanda, I'm looking at you first, and you'll be presenting first. So why don't you just introduce yourself briefly to our viewers?
All right, great. I am Wanda Bigelow. I'm the Apprenticeship Manager with Gst Michigan Works.
Thank you, Wanda, for being here. Antonio, how about you?
Hello, my name is Antonio Riggs. I'm the Associate Director for the Office of Student Career Advancement and Success at the University of Michigan Flint.
Thank you, Antonio. Happy to have you both here. A couple of quick housekeeping items for those who may be catching us live online. This presentation will be recorded and available on our website, YouTube, and social media channels following today's presentation. We would love for you guys to engage with us throughout the presentation. Whether you have comments or questions, feel free to use the comment feature to send those to us. We'll have time to address those at the end of today's presentation. Just a quick reminder, if this is your first Talent Matters webinar that you are watching. The purpose of this is to discuss, like I said, some of the pressing talent issues that we've been seeing. We know that there are talent shortages happening across the nation, so we're here to address those issues for our community and county. As I mentioned, today we'll be discussing two types of programs that allow you to cultivate candidates to fill your specific talent needs. And first up, I'm going to hand it over to Wanda to talk about apprenticeship programs and a program that they have at Gst Michigan Works to kind of help ease transition into that type of program. So Antonio, we'll see you back here in a bit. And again, if you have questions or comments at any time, please feel free to type them into the comment feature. All right, Wanda, the floor is yours.
All right, great. Thank you so much. We'll start with talking about what an apprenticeship program is. Then we'll also talk about the documents required to start a program and how GST can help you start a new program. Okay, so apprenticeships often start an apprentice with either little to no experience or existing employees. Programs typically last anywhere from 1 to 4 years. Anyone entering into an apprenticeship program has to be at least 16 years of age. And most of you probably already know, but on-the-job training zeroes in on specific tasks to be learned by watching someone else do the task first. But with an apprenticeship, hands-on training is the foundation of the broader program that covers all aspects of a job. Registered apprenticeships are well-defined, documented, and approved by the U.S. Department of Labor. Benefits of creating a registered apprenticeship program: you get to develop and grow a highly skilled workforce. Apprenticeship programs reduce turnover and foster loyalty among employees. The employer is creating a customized, flexible training solution to meet their unique needs. And you're retaining institutional knowledge as experts near retirement age. And then also, you're being considered for funding opportunities tied to registered apprenticeship programs. On the next slide, we'll talk about the benefits of an apprenticeship program to employees or your apprentices. Now, I want to mention that apprentices are full-time employees who earn wages. They receive that hands-on training with the education and a national stackable credential. But apprentices are getting a paycheck. They are learning hands-on. They are getting an education. It is a career. It forms a sense of belonging. And then, as I mentioned, there is a national certification that is stackable. Here are a few industries with apprenticeship programs. There are over 1,400 occupations with apprenticeship programs. apprenticeship programs can be found in pretty much any industry. This is one of my favorite sayings. Apprenticeships help the overall labor market by fostering a culture where employers see the value in investing in their employees. An individual intern feels committed to their employers and they're incentivized to remain and grow with their employer. So that's where that loyalty is growing. All right, so the way that apprenticeship programs used to be considered or used to be viewed is the dreaded paperwork. There used to be a lot of documents that had to be submitted and a lot of work on the employer side to get a program approved by Department of Labor. The new way of doing it, of starting a program, is probably not this easy, but it is simpler than it has been in the past. Gst Michigan Works assists employers with developing a customized apprenticeship program. In the next few slides, we'll talk about what those documents include and also the type of registered apprenticeship programs there are. We have a time-based, a competency-based, and a hybrid program. The time-based is measuring apprentices, the hours that they've worked towards a specific program. The competency-based apprenticeship program is going to measure apprentices according to the skill level that they're gaining as defined in the work process, which will cover what that work process would look like. And then the hybrid. So apprentices are progressing through an apprenticeship program in a combination of hours worked and competency level. So an apprentice would have to attain a certain set of competencies within a range of hours that the employer puts in place. Five of the core components of a registered apprenticeship program include the occupation, work process, related technical instruction, a wage scale, and a nationally recognized certification at the end of this. In the next few slides, I'll talk about how each of these components are part of developing a successful apprenticeship program. So a program's occupation must be selected from a list of USDOL approved occupations. As I mentioned earlier, there are over 1,400 occupations that have apprenticeship programs in them. Sorry about that. And the occupation is going to be based on the employer's needs. So the next thing is the work process. Now the work process is a list of tasks that an apprentice will learn while on the job. That work process is going to include the number of hours an apprentice would work, or the competencies, or that combination based on the type of program an employer wants to set up. The related technical instruction, or RTI, all apprenticeship programs have to have a component of the classroom training. The classroom training can occur at a college, a union hall, a private institution. It can even happen internally with an employer or a combination of these. And typically for every 2,000 hours of on-the-job training, an apprentice has to have 144 hours of classroom training. So here's an example of some wage scales. Example 1 is for a 4-year time-based apprenticeship program. And then example 2 is for a competency-based program. These are just the different ways that we would break it up as we're building the program out. Typically, when we start working together on building an apprenticeship program, I'll ask questions like, how much is a mentor making that would be training the apprentice? And where do you see the apprentice ultimately ending up wage-wise? Each employer sets up their own wage scale. Apprentices can always be paid at rates above what is outlined in the work process, but never below. So typical apprenticeship delivery methods, you have the traditional where the work process and the classroom training are occurring at the same time throughout the time that an apprentice is in a program. The apprentice is going to be working and then going to school at the same time. And then there's also the front-loaded. All or most of the classroom training happens up front, and then the apprentice completes their on-the-job training after they've already completed the process or completed their classroom training. And then front-loaded. Apprentices alternate between working full-time and attending classes full-time. The partners that we work with to create a successful registered apprenticeship program, of course, the employers, apprentices, U.S. Department of Labor, the RTI providers, and then workforce development. Employers, there can't be an apprenticeship program without you as the employer creating the program. Employers play the most important role in an apprenticeship program because they employ and mentor those apprentices throughout the program. Apprentices, they are participating in the employer-driven apprenticeship program to grow their skills and kickstart their careers in their apprenticeship occupation and industry. And then U.S. Department of Labor, they are going to be approving the apprenticeship program, and then they also ensure that the program maintains a high quality standard, and they record that program with Department of Labor. RTI providers, I mentioned this a little while ago, but they're going to be the folks that put the classroom curriculum together. The employer has final say on what that classroom lineup looks like, but the RTI providers, they're going to give the training to the apprentices, and they'll also work directly with the apprentices related to employment, the financial part of that, and then any other issues that arise with the classroom training portion. And then workforce development. So Gst Michigan Works does help and assist employers with drawing up the training and education outline based upon your input. We submit your registered paperwork to the USDOL for full recognition in the National Registered Apprenticeship System. GST handles all the administrative tasks for the length of your program, assists you with program updates as your workforce needs evolve, and then we also promote the program and assist with recruitment. Currently, Gst Michigan Works holds standards for employers, and we are assisting 2 Genesee County employers with advanced manufacturing apprenticeship programs. One is our advanced manufacturing from the industry, and one is a tool and die maker apprenticeship program. And then we also are working with a company to do a mechatronics technician apprenticeship program. So what's next? Where we start and how we move forward with creating your own apprenticeship program is we schedule a meeting. We start by putting that apprenticeship program together. That work process that I mentioned earlier, GST has examples of a lot of occupations or a lot of programs, and we're able to utilize those to start customizing it to your needs. So we're never starting at ground zero. We start working on that paperwork, review the on-the-job training. So what is the apprentice going to do, and when are they going to learn in the classroom? We're going to work at completing all of those documents and submitting the documents to Department of Labor. Once Department of Labor reviews and approves that registered apprenticeship program, then the program is initiated, and GST can help with promotion and recruitment of apprentices if that's what you need for your workforce. And then while I'm working with an employer, we also talk about some things some internal policies that may be beneficial. And our next step is scheduling a one-on-one so we can start having those conversations.
Thank you, Wanda. It seems like such a big undertaking to start a program like this, but partnering with GST really helps simplify the process. And we did have Joe join us, so I'm going to bring him in. Joe is a client of yours. And Joe, if you want to go ahead and test your audio.
Hello.
Hello. We can't see your face, but we can hear you. Thanks for being here.
It's better not to see my face.
Joe, tell us who you are and where you're from.
Joe Seymour is my name. I'm the tool room supervisor here at Fernco, Davison, Michigan.
Awesome. And so, Joe, Fernco is an example of apprenticeship programs in practice. Tell us a little bit about what it's done for your workplace and how GST has helped you guys get the ball rolling and keep it rolling.
Okay. Well, we have one employee that had started an apprenticeship in a past work. He's worked with us for 6 years, and we wanted to complete his journeyman's card in tool and die. So we basically, the 9 steps she just showed is what we did. We had a meeting, Teams meeting, and we had her come, yes, right there. And then we had her come to our facility. We told her what we were interested in, and she started sending us documents for, did we want to do a time-based, or did we want to do, we went with time-based. The other one's like competency-based. So we went with time-based. He's already had some schooling, and he's already had some hours documented. So we basically just followed along these 9 steps, and Wanda basically did all the work. It was like she would just ask for documents when we needed. She contacted the DOL. I have no contact with DOL at all. We just go strictly through her. So any questions we have, she helps us. She gives us, I guess we would just call like templates. And then from that template, we would create our own class work that we want done in cooperation with Mott. And Wanda contacted Mott, and then we had a meeting with Mott to go over what we needed class-wise for him. And then if you just give them the information, they go ahead and put it in the right spot, and then come back with you with completed paperwork. And it's seamless, and it works great, and it's way faster than I thought it would be.
Good. That's great feedback, Joe. Thanks for sharing that. Wanda, you mentioned a couple of requirements early on. For example, there's an age requirement for someone to go to an apprenticeship program. I'm wondering if the both of you can kind of share, like, what other skills or experience are you looking for when seeking out an apprentice? Or is it, come in, learn the job, on the job, and build the skills as you go?
So I know that employers, that is part of what we would work on, is setting up the requirements that they have for their specific program and what they want. What are the requirements that they have for their apprentices? And I know that Joe worked on that, and he came up with the requirements they had in place for their apprentice.
Great. All right, Joe, anything else you want to add about working with Gst Michigan Works on this process, or any encouraging words for employers who are maybe considering a program but didn't know where to start just yet?
Yeah, I would say it's worth the time, and that's really all the cost is your time. There's no money associated with it. And it's easier than you would think, and it's very helpful. And we actually got a kickback. She gave us $1,000 for some grant money that I wasn't expecting. I didn't know we would get that, and I thought it would be a service that you pay for. So for this being a free service, if you're interested at all in it, I would contact her and have her come out and meet with her. And she just gives templates for you to basically put in, you fill in the blanks, and then they do all the work. So it's kind of a no-brainer. If it's something you're interested in, contact her and have her come out. It would be well worth your time.
Thank you, Joe. It's so helpful to hear it from an employer who's implementing it. And I know that you can probably relate to other area employers who are so strapped for resources right now. Having a partner like Wanda who's in your corner and really helping facilitate that process is huge. And we're so thankful for our partners at Gst Michigan Works and the services that they're providing to our community. Wanda, anything that you want to say before we transition over to talking about internships? I'm going to ask you to stay on the line. So if we have questions at the very end, you're here for that. But before you kind of hide for a minute, is there anything else that you want to add?
Well, thank you so much for inviting me to do this. I really do think that the apprenticeship training model can be used by most employers.
Yeah, and do you see it kind of being like a little bit of the wave of the future?
Yeah, definitely, because I do think that there is an added value of learning on the job and then going to that classroom training to get the theory behind why you're learning it. And I think people are motivated towards learning jobs like that and walking away with little to no college debt.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, Joe, thank you so much for joining us. You don't have to stick around, but you're more than welcome to. Wanda, I'm going to put you backstage and bring you back to help answer any additional questions that we might have. And again, for those who are viewing us live on Facebook or YouTube, you can type those questions or comments into the comment box at any time. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks.
All right, so we're going to transition to talk about internships now a little bit. So as I mentioned early on, these are really two types of programs, different types of programs that allow you to cultivate candidates and fill your specific talent needs. Again, I want to thank Wanda for sharing that information with us. While internships target a different audience, it is another way for you as an employer to give potential candidates exposure to your field and your workplace. And why is that important? We hear this idea floating around a lot with, high school students, even younger than high school students, that you have to leave Genesee County to be successful. And it's not the case. Both of these programs, internships and apprenticeships, really kind of creep into both talent attraction and talent retention. What we do need here are opportunities to introduce candidates to a career path and the community in which they will live, work, and spend their leisure time. So one thing that I want to mention very briefly before we bring on Antonio is a program that we created here at the Flint Genesee Group. We ran a pilot program last summer, and that's called Flinterns. And we're going to be bringing it back this summer, new and even better than it was before. So to give you a little idea of what this program was created for, everything that I just said, it's really a chance to bring together interns from local employers around the county to give them the opportunity to integrate into Genesee County's professional network, understand where to find services, activities, and events that they enjoy, connect with additional employers in the area that they might not be interning starting with this summer, but might be interested in exploring in the future. And truly at the end of it, it's a way for them to experience what makes Flint and Genesee a desirable place to live, work, and play. So this program will be kicking off in June of 2022. For additional details, you can contact me. I'm going to drop my contact information here into the chat box. If you have interns and you're interested in them participating in this supplemental program, we are more than happy to work with you. But if you don't have interns and you're not really sure where to start, we have amazing higher ed partners here in our community that are readily available to help fill your intern needs. And I'm going to bring Antonio Riggs up here. So Antonio introduced himself early on, but again, he is the Associate Director at the Office of Student Career Services, Student Career Advancement and Success. Sorry for that. And he's amazing. I think it was just last week we had an employer reaching out, interested in bringing on an intern this year, and we had like 2 candidates for them within 24 to 36 hours. So if it's something that you're teetering on, you're not really sure where to start, this is a great place for you to start. And Antonio, I'm just going to tee up your slides here and hand it over to you to talk more about how employers can partner with higher ed in finding interns or exploring what that might look like. So here are your slides, and I'm going to hand it over to you.
Yes, thank you very much for that introduction. I think internships is the way to go for recruiting, obtaining talent to stay local, as well as engage with students and passively promote your company or organization to our students here at the University of Michigan Flint. So here at the university, we have about 70 academic majors. Each program is different within the different colleges, but internships are ways where students can engage in experiential learning opportunities. A couple of different terms as it relates to internships. It could be called an internship. It can be called a co-op. It could be called a practicum. It could be called field experience. You know, all those are different ways where our students can engage with our local employers, learn a craft or learn the different career aspects within their major, and tie that to the academic experience to better them getting an understanding on what is it going to be like after graduation and I enter the work world and provide a service to an employer, to their community, and or people on a daily basis. So a couple of things that I'm going to talk about is your employer benefits, connecting with the university, and your campus engagement, and give you some tips on how to engage with us. So some of the cool benefits of pursuing an intern could be one of the ways where an employer could improve employee relations. Giving employees an assistant to help with some of the meticulous tasks, or giving an intern some of those responsibilities of working on a specific project that you may be thinking about implementing within your company or organization, and you need some extra hands on deck for that. You're going to allow an entry-level employee to gain some of their leadership and or supervisory experience. So as we talk about, employee professional development and employee advancement and retaining employees, I think an intern is the way to go because it gives them that extra boost within their current role to assist someone with their learning of a new career while being a mentor. And it gives your employees, whether if they're entry-level employees and or within that leadership, direct access to faculty and staff that mentor our students on campus and help them transition into an internship role. We have a couple of more points as far as benefits. One, how do we recruit and gain effective personnel? Right. So in the process, Brianna talked about, live here, stay here, play here. Flint and Genesee County is a great place to be. And I always promote it. I'm born and raised from Flint, and I'm still home working, being a good a citizen as well as engaging within our community. And so developing that pipeline, you could come over to the university. Our students are willing to work part-time and full-time schedules. Right now, the option of remote workspaces due to COVID is really, attractive to our students. So if you allow that activity, I mean, that's another perk for students to pursue an internship with your organization. But if not, our students are still excited to get back into the office environment. And pursuing an internship can allow you to reduce costs without offering, that fringe benefits package. Normally, right now, our students are just making, straight hourly salaries, and that salary can go anywhere between $14 and $25 an hour, I guess, depending on major and the work that you're going to have those students do. And also, this is the opportunity to retain a student throughout their academic experience until graduation. And so next, utilizing an intern can help you with some of those projects that you may be working on. So some of our students are coming, bringing a variety of skills, especially when it comes to the technology and the changes of technology. So you can have those students work on support services, activities that you may have, data entry, utilizing Excel spreadsheets, and being able to analyze information from the data. Another cool thing that I've noticed that some of our interns and/or work studies do is they can help you implement new software that you may be thinking about on campus. So for a cool example, we just jumped onto this Handshake platform during COVID, and our Handshake platform is pretty much ran by our students. And Handshake is our job database where we post all of our job postings, different events that happen here on campus for our students to review and apply for opportunities. And so Handshake is, job postings are implemented, events are uploaded on Handshake. A lot of the marketing that comes out of Handshake comes from our students, as well as our university marketing platforms for some of our colleges. We got some great work study students that assist with that marketing piece. Also, develop qualified candidates for full-time employment. It's hard, handpicking an employee to be, the best candidate for 5 to 10 years. One way to get a jump on, identifying and training a good candidate is to connect with an intern, and they can potentially work with you from freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year, all the way throughout graduation. And if they do a good job, you can consider them for an entry level or a full-time role after graduation. Or you can decide to develop a trainee program to help you scout those entry level employees from your internship program. Also, going the internship route, still a reduce in cost at recruiting new candidates. It could cost a lot of money hiring a recruiter or outsourcing your recruiting activities, and then, going through the temp services if you decide to do that route. But coming over to the university, you can take an intern on 1 semester, 2 semester, get a feel of them, make sure they understand the work environment and they can perform their task at hand before you decide to bring them on into a full-time role. So going with the intern is pretty much a test route with recruiting new candidates. And another thing you can do is brand your company as one of those that help train tomorrow's workforce. Thinking about my time as an undergraduate student, it's very difficult finding that experience that employers are looking for, and allowing students to intern, co-op, or serve in some kind of practicum experience with your company allows them to get that entry-level experience that employers are looking for when we read those job descriptions. A candidate must have 1 or 2 years experience. Interns get that 1 or 2 years experience while working in the academic setting, and then they can transition into some of those full-time roles. So, be a part of that change agent that helps our students get that quality and build skills to be qualified for some of those entry-level positions that are out here in Genesee County and beyond. And Next, be the link to support student success. Students interning, you can provide opportunities for our students to stay local while they engage in their academic endeavors. Also, it aids with professional development, and you can be a resource at retaining top talent. Our students are always looking for a way to earn income and stay local while they're attending their classes, and going with an intern is one way where you can contribute to the workforce within the community and contribute to student success. So how do we get started with this whole internship program? Myself, I can be your first point in contact, reaching out to me, telling me what you're looking for and your position requirements. If you already have a job description, you can email that to me. As stated earlier, we do use Handshake to post all of our job postings, internships, and we send those out to students on a weekly basis. Students do have access to Handshake. You also, as an employer, can log right into Handshake and make your account and start your recruiting process or scouting students through Handshake if you want. One thing about our internship program, let's speak about the School of Management, which is our business school, for example. We ask students to work 150 hours in a position while interning over the course of a semester. Students can receive academic credit while interning if they decide to. And while working in an internship, there's some responsibilities that they have to do, such as meet with a faculty advisor or mentor to make sure they're engaging within the organization effectively and completing tasks in a timely manner. And they can ask, myself or the faculty member / advisor questions on different concerns they may be having, as well as an employer or supervisor. If a student is having some difficulty or needs some additional assistance, we support that student here at the university, and we can allow that student to engage in different professional development opportunities. So let's say Excel, for example, their knowledge in Excel is not up to par. We can connect them with a faculty that has good experience in Excel to help them with some tips and tricks on how to be effective within their internship experience. So from there, 150 hours, meet with me, tell me what you're looking for. We'll get that job posted. Now, once we get that job posted, I will share your information across campus to other departmental staff and faculty, because they're going to help me identify a good candidate and or get your posting and information out there to the students so they can apply based on your application instructions. Now, thinking about the information going out across campus. So we do have career advisors or placement individuals in different departments on campus. So our campus is composed of about 6 different departments, which is the School of Management, the College of Arts and Sciences, College of Health Sciences, School of Education and Human Services, School of Nursing, and the College of Innovation Technology. So if you give me a job posting or you want to connect with individual schools or departments here at the university, I will be the conduit or the liaison between you and that department, as well as employer and student. If you want, you can conduct on-campus interviews. We do have a lot of space on campus where you can meet with students in an individualized one-on-one environment and conduct your recruiting process, such as interviews, if you want to market and promote different opportunities on campus, or we can do what we're doing now. You can conduct those virtual interviews using Zoom or whatever virtual platform you decide to use, or you can have our students go directly on site. Now, after your interview process is over, the ball is pretty much in your court. Once you will let us know what candidate you want to go with and who you decide to hire, you can move forward with your application process as it relates to the hiring practices of your company's HR department. For the most part, we do not do direct placement, so to speak. So we do encourage students to apply, develop those resumes and cover letters, and be able to sit in those interviews and present and brand themselves to employers. So we do help with that here at the university as far as the mock interview process and making sure our students are ready to meet with those employers. Some departments do host direct placement. And if you are looking for someone, let's say for our nursing program or our health services or public administration program, they do have a specific set of guidelines that they want employers to follow, and I can connect you with those appropriate people in those departments that may be looking to connect or place students. And so just to let you know, there is some paperwork that you will have to complete with individualized departments based on their placement process. So let's get branded on campus. Come to campus. How do we get the word out? How do you market and promote your company or your services on campus? One, you can decide by being a sponsor for an activity or event. Now, being a sponsor may contribute financial contribution, or being a sponsor may ask that you donate some of your marketing materials on campus so we can have it displayed across campus so students can know about your organization or company. Also, we do have a business engagement team that can assist you with branding and developing yourself on campus. And so by engaging with myself and our business engagement team, we'll help you navigate the playing field here at the University of Michigan Flint, whether if it comes to reserving space for recruiting, connecting with faculty and staff, and utilizing some of the resources we have here on campus for you and your employees to come to campus and engage in professional development activities. Also, we have spaces that you can utilize on campus, whether if it's our labs or you wanted to have a conference or connect with our students in an open environment. Our business engagement team can help you find ways and strategize different scenarios to improve your brand visibility in the community as well as recruiting on campus. If you wanted to engage in a research opportunity with a faculty member and or with our Office of Research, we can assist you with that. If you're looking for ways to support the student experience, they assist with that, as well as engaging with our student clubs and organizations, aiding with your professional development of your employees. And if you're also looking to find ways to engage with the university and develop a in-kind donation, or you wanted to provide a philanthropy donation or opportunity with our business engagements team, that is out there as well as engaging with our alumni relations department. And so when we talk interns, yes, internships are mainly for students that are currently enrolled. If you're looking to engage with an alumni, we have an active alumni relations department that can assist you with engaging with our alumni as far as promoting opportunities and or talking to them to recruit them for other research opportunities, contract opportunities, anything you need assistance with, we'll try to help you here at the University of Michigan Flint. Some of the different ways we want you to engage with our campus is participating in career fairs. Currently, we host about 4 career fairs annually, and we're looking to provide more industry-specific career fairs as it relates to our students and engaging with employers. And so some of those career fairs we have is inside the industry of accounting and finance. We host a STEM fair. We also host a business fair. And also we're thinking about hosting more industry-specific fairs. We do have a career fair coming up tomorrow on March the 23rd from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. It is a virtual fair located on Handshake. If you need more information about that fair, you can shoot me a quick email when I present my contact information at the end, and I can send you that link. Or if you're already a member of Handshake, you can log right in, do a search, 2022 internship fair with the University of Michigan Flint. You will see it. We're still accepting registrations for that. And You can register, create your schedule, and students can sign up for different interview schedules that you present once you complete your registration. Other ways you can get involved on campus by being a mentor. We're also trying to find, employers or professionals to serve as mentors to our students that can aid with the recruiting pipeline. We have an employer and residence program. A lot of our HR recruiters, they go out and recruit. We can provide office space for those recruiters that want to look at doing their normal work routine 9-to-5 responsibilities while students are participating in class. But during those breaks, when it's busy on campus and students are moving around, we can set up tables or different placements around campus where those employers can network and interact with students accordingly. Also, we host a variety of networking events and meetups you can participate in. If you're interested in hosting a company tour or a site visit, we can bring students to you if you can't make it to campus. So that's one thing that we really pride ourselves in, is taking our students out of the academic environment and putting directly into those workspaces where they can engage and network with professionals and learn about different career paths. If you're open to being a guest speaker, we do have a variety of panel discussions. And also our student organizations on campus always look for ways to engage with professionals or local employers. So if you're interested in any on-campus engagement opportunity or branding your organization or company on campus, I will be the resource for you to help you get connected. I know we talked about internships, but we do have a lot of nonprofits here locally within Genesee County. If you want to participate and host interns, that's an option for you. There is a program called Work Study that the university hosts, and students can work at a local nonprofit and receive some funding directly from their financial aid packages as it relates to completing their FAFSA. If that's something you're interested in, you can reach out to me as well. And how do we get you connected with the appropriate paperwork and start that screening process for some of those local nonprofits that may be looking for assistance and may not have that budget to facilitate a complete intern. But yes, we do ask our interns to pursue paid internship opportunities. There are some programs that don't require students to be paid. But either way, I will be a resource for you to engage here at the University of Michigan Flint. The next slide, I believe, highlight my contact information. My email address is the best way to contact me, as I do move about campus often. And sometimes I'm going to hit my busy season, which is the spring, summer semester, where I'll be on the road. Shoot me an email at anriggs@umich.edu, and I'll do my best to assist with your needs with engaging on campus and or identifying quality students that can assist you with your work efforts within your companies or organizations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Antonio. That was great. And we are so fortunate here in Flint, Genesee to have such a large pool of student talent, not only over at U of M Flint, but also with some of our other partners like Mott Community College and Kettering University. So one very great talent pool for you guys as employers to be tapping into, whether it be for internship or future employment opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Wanda, I have brought you back. Now we'll open it up for any questions or comments. I didn't see any come through. I did go ahead and drop everyone's contact information into the comments so that you can reach out to us. But if you are looking for interns, need to fill employment opportunities, or are interested in launching an apprenticeship program, we have amazing resources here within our community to help you do that. And I and our entire team here at the Flint Genesee Group are more than happy to make those connections for you. But if we don't have any questions at this time, Antonio or Wanda, anything that you guys would like to mention as we wrap up?
I can't think of anything.
I hope everyone is having a wonderful winter semester. And if you're still looking for opportunities, make sure you reach out to us. Even if you have a random question, we can try to assist you with those questions and get you connected with the appropriate people on campus or with the Genesee Flint Genesee Michigan Works office and or with the Flint Genesee Group. So it's about staying connected and networking. So
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. We appreciate you both being here. And again, if you have questions and are watching this on demand, please don't hesitate to reach out. We are more than happy to help. Wanda, Antonio, thank you again. And everyone who is watching, we will see you next month for our next installment of the Talent Matters webinar series. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.